in our wallet all these questions. First of all, you can't add Safuu X to your wallet yet. So the word is yet because, well, we're not on testnet yet. So that's after November 20th. So after November 20th, yes, you'll be able to add Safuu X as in the test coin in your wallet, so you can see what you have, and you have ownership of that until mainnet next year, January 20th, where then you'll have the actual coins. So until then, no, you can't add it in your wallet. So then the question is, well, how do I see my Safuu X? How do I make sure that my sacrifices went through successfully? So that answer there is the leaderboard, and the token, and your trackability page, right? Like your transaction page. So that there is currently being built on. Now, yes, that should have also been released yesterday. There is delays on that. Again, I've been told that 24, 38 hours is the same amount of time that it will take not only to integrate BTC, Bitcoin, but also the leaderboard page. So the leaderboard, you'll be able to see exactly who the number one is, who the number two is, who number three is. You can see each individual wallet on that leaderboard page to see who's sacrificed the most, whether that be Safuu, whether that be Bitcoin, Ethereum, BNB, whatever. That's the leaderboard page. So that should also not only it kind of acts as more of a motivator, and for people who do want to be the top and want to be the biggest whale, and they basically well, that's what it's for, yeah. So it's kind of like a challenge, for those people that want to be the best and the biggest, really. And then so you got the BTC that needs to be integrated, you got the leaderboard that needs to be integrated, and then the third is the transaction page on the DApp. So the same URL, dapp.safuux.com, right? All this is going to be on the same thing. And you'll be able to access not only the leaderboard and BTC, but then also the transaction page, where you'll be able to basically plug in your exact wallet address, or anyone's wallet address for that matter. And you'll be able to see what transactions have occurred on that wallet in terms of sacrifice. So if you've sacrificed, let's say, Ethereum, and then you've sacrificed BNB after, whether that be in the first minute, whether that be an hour, whether that be spread across the next 30 days, whatever transactions you've done, you'll be able to see what you've sacrificed, so the amount that you've actually got back in terms of conversion, the price that you got at. So you better see all that in your wallet. So that's currently not active. So that's why people are kind of up in arms a little bit and wondering, well, do I really have my Safuu X, or where the hell is it? The answer is, well, we need to create the leaderboard and that transaction page as well. So let's hope that when I say hope, like I've been told that 24, 38 hours is what the expectation is. Whether or not that gets delayed a little bit more, just know that we're working tirelessly for you guys as a team to make sure that we deliver on what we've said we would deliver. You've got to understand this is technology, things we can, we hope that, we put all our ducks in order, all in line, and we say, look, here's what we're going to do. Sometimes things happen that we cannot foresee, okay? But it's how the team acts and manages that is the most important. So it's not like we've just totally went dark or MIA and we're not doing anything. That's not the case, guys. We're here working to make sure this gets done. I wanted obviously to be done yesterday. Yes, I'm pissed off actually with the way things have happened. I wanted it to be managed better, but we've just got to use the tools that we have and the resources that we have to pull through this little bit of a delay. Okay, that's all it is. It's just a slight delay. But just trust that, yes, we will have BTC active. We will have the leaderboard there, and we will have the transaction wallet page there, so you'll be able to know that your sacrifices went through successfully. So for now, just understand that, and I'll open it up to Jason. Jason, do you want to speak?
Yeah, hey mate, can you hear me now?
Yeah, everything's fine. Go.
Oh, good. That's all right. For some reason, I'm just using it on my phone, so it's not doing loudspeaker or anything. It's kind of like just normal on the normal speaker. But yeah, basically, I think you summarized everything very, very, very well. It's been absolutely crazy. I've just tried to jump on Discord, have a little chat with people. It's obviously everyone wants to know everything right that very second. and even holding a general conversation with somebody is extremely hard. In terms of, general feedback of what people have maybe thought is happening, we're certainly not sitting on a little island sipping on cocktails while we just watch all this play out. Like, it's literally like been working non-stop around the base, just talking to everybody in terms of talking, just like the nodes, talking to the development team. That's our job, to make sure that everything is going smoothly in that case. Once we know information that we can feed out directly to the community and it's 100% set in stone, then we do so, like we always have done. So if we're quiet, it just means we're working effectively. Yeah, but don't know what much more I can add to that per se. It's just obviously it's just like Nick said on the stage in the AMA, that security is key. That is the biggest thing. There's no point. And somebody said as well. They go, oh well, we're just looked at security the last second. No, that's not the case. It's one of the biggest things that, especially when you're dealing with what at the moment $18 million worth of transactions, it's like that is not something that you can compromise or fix later on. So that is one
And I
of the
think it's
things,
worth
alongside with certain technical implications, which are extremely difficult. And it's not a simple little D app that can just be done overnight by a bunch of devs. This is months of work in
that's
progress,
right.
and so far, I would say, although it's been disappointing compared to what we want, it is still a huge achievement to what we've done. If we were to compare it to anything else that's been done recently in the last 5 years, it's all been Web 2 solutions, so not on chain. Whereas this is a Web 3 solution, so everything will be visible and managed on chain. So a Web 2 solution is obviously a lot easier, but it requires a lot more trust from the
I think
back and
I
forth
think it's
between
important.
like the team and us.
I
Whereas
think it's
this is a lot more transparency.
Yeah, so I think it's important that everyone kind of understands as well, as even though things could have been done possibly better, and yes, I would have liked them to be a lot more smoother, we've still had over 18.5 million, and I haven't checked it in the last half an hour. It's probably over 19 million at the moment, but let's just go with 18.6 because that's what I saw. 18.6 million already sacrificed within the first 22 hours of us launching that D app. So if that doesn't already shout success, then I don't know what does. Like if it was only a million or something, then possibly, we'd be in a worse position. But over 18 million, that's nothing to sneeze at, guys. It's a huge amount of sacrifices, and that's only the first 22 hours. We've still got 29 days to go. It's a full month of sacrificing. So who knows what that number is going to be up at. Once we've actually got BTC activated, so people can sacrifice that, and we've got the leaderboard and we've got the transaction page where everyone will feel a lot more comfortable in knowing that things are working and they can actually see the transactions that they've already sacrificed, that they can see that, hey, yeah, they've actually got that. It's on the blockchain, it's recorded. Once they've actually got faith and trust in that, which I think will be 24 hours, then I'm pretty sure what I'm assuming is then the sacrifices will pick up a lot more than what we've already experienced in the first 24 hours. So, yeah, just trust us, guys. Trust that the team's here. As you see, I'm here, Jason's here. We're not sipping on cocktails like Jason said. We're literally stressing even more than what the community is. Like, we want this to be going through smooth. That's all I can say. All right. We've delivered everything that we have up until this point. There is no reason at all to think that we're not going to be delivering going forward. So we've got
I
a
could
few
just
questions
jump in
here
on
as well.
that as well too.
Yeah, go for it.
In terms of going forward, right, what a lot of people have got to understand is that at the moment, there's no actual testnet up that people can see. They can't physically see the development that's actually already been done. Um, January 20th, in my opinion, is like I've always said, and this in conversation, like in just like while we're having breakfast with Brian or something like that, I would imagine this being 7.5 to 10% of the actual transaction flow based on January 20th. January 20th is a completely different ball game because you've had testnet going for a month. You're going to have, our conversations come to fruition of everything that we've done in terms of exchanges and partnerships come in. It's actually going to be a real physical thing. So this opportunity that people have right now is literally entry level. So not everyone knows about, October 20th. Only the people within our community, the people that have seen our Twitter, the people that have seen our YouTube, the people that have been to our expos, but you can't say that like 1 trillion people around the world even know that it exists. I was speaking to a person on the plane and he goes, "Oh, wow, that's freaking massive. This is huge what you're doing, etc., etc., etc." Obviously, they didn't know until we had that conversation. So I wouldn't be thinking at all that this is the be all and end all of whatever this result is. This is just literally the absolute tiny, like single percentage differences of what is going to happen in the future. And if you don't think that, then you need to reevaluate that yourself because it's the case. As soon as you have something real and done, then there are people going, "Oh, well, there's a new blockchain. Oh, wow, what's this?" And they want to get involved in that, just like everyone could if they knew about Ethereum at the very start, or they knew about Solana, or they knew about Avalanche, so on and so forth. And word spreads much more now that this has started with our 18 odd million. It's only going to progressively, even though the bonuses get less, there's going to be no bonus on January 20th or when this gets launched. Do you think people aren't going to buy? It just doesn't make sense. You don't think people are going to utilize the blockchain and still have the apps are just going to give up now? That's definitely not the case. So we just need to consider ourselves and you guys, obviously the people that are participating as part of the community, to be thankful that that we've actually worked so hard to create something. Bro, you there?
Hi everyone.
Hey mate, how are you?
Hi, I just first wanted to thank you all for the amazing job you did yesterday. That was incredible. There is a lot of project that doesn't pull through. They give a date, but they report it like months after, and people don't realize how fast you guys managed to fix the errors. That was my first concern. The other point I wanted to talk about was, could you guys maybe consider doing a thing like you take the highest price of the day and you give the same amount of Safuux to every guy on the and that sacrifice that day?
Yeah, that's a really good question, and that's exactly what my thoughts were this morning. No, we haven't created an official announcement yet because we're still obviously working through the teething issues to making sure that everything is as smooth as possible. So, for anyone that's been part of this community for the last 7, nearly 8 months now, they know that I will always put my best foot forward in making sure that everyone receives the best that they can. So yes, that my answer is yes. That's what I want to do. And have the best price of the day, which was yesterday, I believe at 68 cents, being awarded to literally everyone, because some people did want to sacrifice at the highest point, but they had issues, whether it took them like 3 or 4 hours to get through a sacrifice because of trust wallet issues or whatever it is. So that's something that we shouldn't, we need to be accountable as a team for not allowing that facility to go through, right? So my answer is yes. So we'll take the highest price of yesterday, which I believe is 68 cents. It might be 69. I'll have to check that. And then we'll just award that across the board for anyone who got in, whether it be the first minute or whether it be, an hour ago. So yeah, we'll do that. We'll make sure everyone's a bit more happy with that. And then it's all about reassuring investors right now on this conversation, is making sure that everyone's got the confidence that our team is still here, we're delivering, and we are, giving back the best result that we can. And then hopefully by this time tomorrow, we'll have BTC integrated and we'll have the leaderboard and also that wallet checker platform available there as well. So yeah, good question, Terminator, and my answer is yes.
Thanks a lot to answering that
And
question. I think a lot of people were asking that same question, and I'm happy to see that you really care about what the people think about it. And I think the highest price I've seen is 70 cents, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I
just
think
on
it was
that
68
too,
or 69, close to that.
just on that as well, I just wanted to touch real quickly in terms of legalities, right? So, like, there was a person that said something on the normal chat when I was just there before, and they said, "Oh, we're going to arrange like a community buy, and we're going to do this, and we're going to do that." You know, there's a very fine line between like what we can do and what we can say in terms of we don't support market manipulation, encouraging people as groups to do whale buys or anything like that. All we can do in terms of legality is say what we're going to do and when we're going to do it. So if we're saying we're delayed and we're going to do this on at 9 o'clock Eastern Standard Time or whatever it is, then that's the information we can give. We can never say to you guys, oh, go create a group and do a big giant massive pump and, people miss out. In terms of like looking after investors and being accountable for our mistakes, or shortcomings of what we decided to do in terms of that, I think that's that is opposite. That is not market manipulation per se. That's just coming out effectively is coming out of the protocol's pocket to make sure, or Brian's pocket, or however that works, in order to ensuring that the people that are participating in this aren't short stacked against them. So it's just something to be aware of and be cautious of. If somebody says to me, I'm going to organize a group and there's going to be a bunch of whales and we want to pump the price to $1.50, that means nothing to me. Like, you guys do what you do, but we're not involved in any form of market manipulation.
Yep, well said. So Leonard Ferro, you're on stage. If you have a question or something to say, go for it.
Hey, Brian. Yeah, I can completely understand what happened yesterday with respect to the technical problems. Yeah, one of the question I had was like obviously at the end of this month I'll be getting some money and everything, right? So I want to sacrifice during that time. So if will Safuu still be trading for me to buy during that time and get that extra 24%? Consider I want to
Yeah,
sacrifice on November 1st. Can I
yeah.
buy Safuu that time? And yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, so Safuu is still trading. Like it's never going to stop trading. Like we can't just delete the Safuu pancake swap pair or anything like that. It is always going to remain active. But who wants to buy it or who wants to sell it or who wants to trade it? That's the question there. But will it still be active for the next 29 days at least with the liquidity pool that we already have? The answer is yes. So we're not taking the liquidity. We're not doing anything for the next 29 days. We just let it ride. So the rebasing has stopped since yesterday. I made that formal announcement. That's definitely stopped. So there will be definitely no more rebasing on Safuu. That has stopped. The auto liquidity pool, which was every 48 hours that the liquidity sells and adds liquidity, there's no need for that to be there anymore. So we've removed that component there as well. So Safuu just sits as more of a kind of like a stable token, if you will, for lack of a better frame of wording. And people can buy or sell on that liquidity pool for the next 29 days. Once we hit November 20th, then yes, we will take the Safuu that's been sacrificed. We'll then extract that liquidity that's in the liquidity pool in BNB, and then we'll use that for Safuu X going forward. But for the next 29 days, feel free to buy or trade or sell Safuu, whatever you do want. But there's going to be no treasury manipulation, I suppose, or Safuu insurance fund that's going to go in there or adjust price or sell or take funds or anything like that. It's just going to be basically community based and holder based. So for the next 29 days, you can go for it. If you think
I just wanted to
that
know
tomorrow is
whether
going to be
I can buy and sacrifice, because Safuu, if you sacrifice Safuu, you get an extra 24%, right?
Yeah, of
So I
course.
just
Yeah,
want
so
to know.
you can. Correct. Yeah, exactly right. But the one thing you got to understand is even though it's 24% as a bonus, that if you bought right now, then, well, you are paying a 14% buy tax. So you're getting 24% on the other side. So technically you're only making 10%. But if the
10%.
price fluctuates like tomorrow of more than 10% down, let's say it goes down by 20%, well, then technically you're losing out. But you're the one as an investor or holder that's taken the risk to buy that Safuu. But we're not going to be doing anything. It's honestly free market. So that's up to you guys. But the short answer is yes, you can buy and sacrifice a Safuu throughout the month. That's fine.
Yeah, my plan is to just buy it and just immediately sacrifice so that I
Yeah.
get the price whatever is that time.
And, yeah, and that's what we saw yesterday, where Jason mentioned there was a specific pump group of, I don't know, a handful of number of people who bought Safuu and then immediately sacrificed it. So that's, again, free market. Whatever you guys choose to do is absolutely fine. Yep.
Okay, got it. And I had
Yeah, like
another
the
question.
option's
Would you
open
mind?
there for anybody. So if they want to, if they feel that they themselves want to, do the transaction in a stable coin or BNB or whatever or Bitcoin, like that's entirely up to them how they do it. So if like Brian said, effectively is risk versus reward. You could buy it now and it could go up later or it could go down. Whereas if you're transactioning with a stable coin, you know what you're getting at that particular time. But there's still always going to be an opportunity to buy regardless, or sacrifice rather, regardless of what token you wish to use.
Got it. And do you mind adding BUSD for the sacrifice? Just in
What was that again? Sorry.
BUSD?
Yeah. So what we offer is a BUSD, which is the stable coin of Binance, and then we offer USDT, which is Tether, which you can either use on Binance chain as well as Ethereum, and then we got USDC, which is only on Ethereum, that you can use as well. So they're the three stable coins:
Yeah,
BUSD,
BUSD
Tether,
wasn't listed
and
over there. That's why I thought, like, was it there or not? It wasn't
it's
listed
definitely
in the.
there. Yeah, so
Oh,
you obviously when you connect your wallet, Leonard, or anybody that's listening to this, when you connect your wallet to the D app, you obviously want to select in MetaMask or whatever you're using in Wallet Connect the blockchain that you intend on using. So if you're using Ethereum, then all it's going to on our D app, it's going to present you with the Ethereum based assets which you can sacrifice. But if you've got the Binance chain selected, then it's only going to show you the Binance assets which you can sacrifice. So just select the right chain and you'll be fine. And then we'll have the Bitcoin chain hopefully activated by this time tomorrow as well.
Yeah, just on that, if you go to like safuux.com/sacrifice, it's got an orange button there. It says sacrifice now, which then takes you to the DApp page, and it has either like a Safuu to Safuux or something else to Safuux. It says select asset. If you click on that, it gives you options. So it says USDC on Ethereum, USDT on Ethereum, BUSD on Ethereum, ETH, and BNB. And then once we work out all the issues in terms of because BTC in particular is a very complicated one because we have to create, as Nick said, we have to create a individual wallet for every single transaction that happens on that. So it's not like as simple as just sending money and hoping that it works. Once more assets are able to be traded to be able to have the ability to do the sacrifice, then that list will be updated accordingly.
Not Quabble, how are you? You're on stage, not Quabble. We can't hear you, by the way. Might give not Quabble another few seconds. Sorry, not Quabble. I reckon you got some technical issues there, buddy. HK name, you're on.
Hey Brian, how you doing?
Could be better, but I'm still doing quite well. Yeah. What can we do for you?
No, I just wanted to say number one, thanks so much. I know you guys been busting ass for hell of a long period of time. As you probably saw or somebody saw in the chat that with I know the type of things you guys were trying to do in terms of making this Web3 and everything like that. There's so much trailblazing, and again, my point was that obviously I know that this coin and this project and everything is an extension of you, and I believe you value loyalty and integrity, to the utmost. So I was very, very, even when I didn't know what was happening, I have my 100% of my bag now. I literally only got about 20 more minutes to sacrifice. But I wanted to say that I knew you were going to do, I knew you had a some type of connection and a pulse with the community, learned from a lot of experiences before, and I knew you were going to do the right thing, which is very honorable and very very high in integrity, that you weren't going to even let people, like when you made the decision to sacrifice, you weren't going to let anybody who's been there with you and behind you, because of all the different things that a lot of it is out of our hands, and it's bumps. But I just wanted to say I knew that you were going to do the right thing, and that always has been the case. So and nobody's entitled to anything. It's DeFi, it's crypto, and I get it. I just think I believe you had a pulse and an understanding of obviously things didn't go a certain way, and we could see how people had some frustrations and some issues and things like that. But I think this type of thing and this type of gesture really looks out for your it really shows your connection and care for people. So I just wanted to say that. I don't have a whole lot more time because I still gotta find a way to sacrifice, but I wanted to say thank you very much, Ryan.
Yep, I think he dropped out. Thank you. We appreciate that. And like the method of which you said that you're trying to sacrifice, like what are you using a trust wallet or something like that? Because my understanding is that from MetaMask it's working quite well.
Yeah, MetaMask is fine. I just haven't done it. I'm just like I was just waiting for something. I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
I just haven't done it.
So the price has gone down, and that's kind of concerned you a little bit, and so that's why you haven't done it yet.
Yeah, and I also wanted, I wanted to say too. I understand, your stance, Jason, about pumps and everything like that, and I know from your position, obviously, you have to have that position. I do want to say that some of the people who were trying to do it were trying to do the best that they could to increase increase the position and the bag in the community. And again, I understand your position, and that's what you have to say, obviously, and and it's understood. Again, it wasn't something that was that had manipulative or bad or anything.
Yeah, no,
negative.
I totally understand where you're coming from. I think like something like this sort of solution is a good short-term solution for holders on the first day, maybe day 2 at the most. I don't think it's viable to do it continuously forward because, I mean, at the end of the day, the communication has been the same for everybody. So I get it if it's our fault, but like at the same time, if people choose to do it on the last day, then they shouldn't expect the same rewards as the first day. But I appreciate your words, and obviously, like Bryan will agree that we always try to do what's best for the community as a whole, because your success is our success overall at the end of the day.
Yeah, don't think for one second that I have not been frustrated by the last 24, 30 hours, whatever it's been. I understand the community has been frustrated, but don't think for a second that I haven't been 200 to maybe 500x, more frustrated by what we've, by the last 24 odd hours. So yeah, let's just play through with it. Thanks again for the positive vibes and the appreciation there. So we'll make sure that everything goes properly, and like you said, we'll make sure that yesterday's high price, that everyone does get that high price So we'll have to manually adjust that from a blockchain level, and that'll be shown as soon as we have that transaction page and leaderboard live. So just allow us the next 24, 48 hours for us to dot those I's, cross those T's, and you'll be able to see that. So yeah, thank you.
And no problem. Thank you so much, Bryan.
Cool. Look, I don't think there's too much more else to say. I think me and Jason have said what needs to be said. Yeah, look, we'll make sure we keep on updating you with the progress going forward. And that's it. Look, still, even though I'm frustrated by what has transpired, I'm still totally positive. I'm totally happy with the amount that's already been sacrificed, near to 19 million. And I'm sure it's, that's only going to be a very first stepping stone as to what we will achieve by the end of that 30 days. So, Jason, I'll turn it over to you for any last words, and that'll be the end of this Q&A.
Yeah, mate. Cheers. Yeah, I mean, the best thing is, like, if you have any concerns, the team's out there to help you. All I would do is, obviously a slightly more positive mind frame, like in terms of communication. Don't think we're ignoring you. Everything's kind of going to get eventually answered in the wash, and we're going to try and be as responsive as possible in terms of that. If there is a slight lack in communication as such, just know that obviously we're working extremely hard with our development team to make sure, obviously the results are met in terms of that. And it's, we're paving the way for the future, so things are only going to get up from here.
Yeah, so in summary, guys, just have confidence and trust that things will work out, okay? And like Jason said, sometimes there's through the wash, that it does take numerous hours for us to literally address a specific issue. But just know that we're on top of it and we understand what these issues are, but we just don't want to be saying anything until we actually have something that's actually concrete that we can give to you guys like today has been. So yeah, we'll keep on updating you. Thanks to everyone for your tremendous support, and especially within our Discord. There's been a lot of members who are continuously helping our other users as well to get to know how to connect, and walking through the actual steps to how to use Trust Wallet, how to use Wallet Connect, and posting screenshots and actual walkthroughs. So don't think that does not go unrecognized. I'm truly grateful and so happy that we do have the community level of support that we do have. So yeah, we'll keep on updating you, and we'll talk to you guys again. Possibly doing another one of these Q&As again tomorrow, and hopefully we're in a bit of a better frame of mind, and everyone's a lot more positive. So thanks to everyone again.